Welcome back. Now let's check on other markets. We see Bitcoin still holding above the 30K level, and the market cap sitting at $1.25 trillion, and the Fear Greed Index at 10 points deeper into extreme fear this morning. We see that's a 10 points. It was getting closer to 14 points yesterday, but now we're back to 10. More extreme fear at this point, showing the sentiment with traders in the market. Bitcoin price, $30,488, is up about 2.07% this morning, and volume traded $27.82 billion, lower than this same time yesterday. And we see price of Ethereum there, $1,821. We see Bitcoin started a downside correction to the 29,500 level, but still managed to recover back to that 30K resistance and still staying there this morning. There was a move above the 30,000 resistance zone, but that held up quite well. And we see Friday is not looking as red as most Fridays we track. Looking at the top alts by market cap, there we see BNB is up by 1.54%, mostly green. Cardano still trying to get back on that bullish trend, up 3.93%. eCash up 3.60%, and XRP at 40 cents, up 3.22% this morning. All right, let's bring in Olumide Addition on our financial market analyst. Join us right here. Great to have you, Olumide.
Yeah, great to have you, Ladi.
Yeah, well, not a bad-looking Friday. We see Bitcoin back above 30,000, but there was a scare yesterday. We saw it get back to about 29,000, have that little struggle there. But how do you see price action this week?
Yeah, the price action, just like you rightly said, has been quite on the tight range between, as Bitcoin kept oscillating between $28,500 support level to the $32,000 resistance level. And that was partly due to the mixed macros we've been seeing in the markets. First of all, reports have suggested that many top crypto firms are downsizing. We just heard that Coinbase rescinded accepted job offers, and the fact that they are trying to downsize. Also, Gemini, a fast-leading American crypto exchange, has reduced its staff by 10%, and that's because of crypto winter coming in play. So they're trying to save costs. But on the positivity, likes like FTX and Binance, Binance is creating a $500 million Web3 fund, trying to invest in projects, while FTX is also trying to be very innovative in that space by investing in different projects. So on the institutional side, we are seeing much more engagement. Prada, a luxury brand, going to NFTs. We are seeing more entities coming in. But on the negativity, US job report is coming out today. A strong dollar reading will definitely weigh on the markets. We're not seeing that liquidity we saw that in 2021, and that's partly due to the fact that many retail investors don't want to be caught unawares. Priority is on spending essential services, so there's no incentive in investing in risky assets. And the fact that Bitcoin has lost more than 50% from its November high has not triggered that excitement. So partly, that's why the price action has been quite tight this week, Ladi.
Quite dicey, and I saw Solana was also in the news this week. We saw there was an outage, on the network, and that actually sent the price plunging. But what does an outage look like in this Solana network?
Yeah, Solana was dubbed the Ethereum killer, and the fact that one of the exciting things about Solana was that transaction cost and the fact that scalability potential seemed to be high. But just like rightly said, the outrage symptoms, which has escalated right from January, at some point we heard about 4 times at that period, has really dampened that momentum. And we saw Solana losing at some point about 20% of its price value. So while the developers seem to have brought that back, concerns are like, would it ever replace Ethereum? But I think it's still too early to put this cart before the horse. So we should still give Solana time. And I think because of the strong ecosystem it has, I think it might mitigate that.
But Lumide,
right now,
what does an outage look like? Does it mean you can't send and receive, Solana tokens? Nothing works
it
on
means
that network.
Yeah, just like you said, frozen. Yeah, just like simply transaction was the blockchain, the network, suspended. So pretty much that's what it entails. But I think now it's sorted out. It's sorted out about 3 days ago. So you can, but the fact that we don't see that on the blockchain, the primary blockchain. I'm talking about Bitcoin's network, and the fact that the blockchain should be seamless, perfect, meaning no outreach. That was where we triggered such concerns, Vladi.
And what are other developers, other blockchains looking at with what we've seen with Solana? Because we're seeing a lot of new things happening in this crypto space, from the UST issue, depegging from the US dollar. Now we're having a blockchain outage. What's really going on, Olumide?
Yeah, it's too early to call, Ladi, because we need to understand the fact that the crypto market is still a teenager. This is a 13-year-old market, and understanding the fact that we have about 19,000 projects. So definitely, just like you crawl the years of the internet, where we saw so many young companies trying to develop products, and we saw many mistakes along the way. Definitely, it's not surprising. But because of the systemic importance the crypto market is playing in financial markets, the market has grown from $14 billion to $3 trillion before oscillating back to, before moderating back to 1.3 trillion. Tells you the fact that regulators are coming on essential products, especially stable coins. So definitely we're seeing the space evolve, but I think it's too early to discard. And I think this space is already reforming and improving themselves. Like you can see much more stringent rules, much more benchmarked by crypto exchanges. So I think this will pass. It's just a matter of time, Vladi.
Right, and Olumide, we've seen a couple of these altcoins. Imagine seeing Cardano at 59 cents. At this point, we saw Cardano they got to a high of about $3, and we see XRP that used to be at least holding that dollar mark down to 14 cents. So most of these altcoins have been slaughtered, Olumide, but it seems the market is not fully, afraid, or, the market doesn't seem to care about this bear market as I would have, imagined.
Yeah, Larry, but, to be honest with you, I think we should not just isolate the crypto market. If you look at the price of Netflix and Facebook, Meta parent company, the share value has plummeted, embarrassing very low. In fact, if you look at Coinbase, one of the top crypto exchanges in the world, its share price dropped from $350 to $68 at yesterday's trading close. So it just tells you pretty much that the market around the world is suffering from the fact that the US dollar is hovering solidly high, and the fact that the US Fed is also planning to tighten liquidity. Starting from this month, the US Fed will start removing about $40 billion from their balance sheet. So it's expected to see tightening liquidity and price correction in many of these risky assets.
All right, Olumide, quick one now. What are we seeing for next week? Let me check that crystal ball beside you.
Yeah, well, I'm waiting for the job report. A negative job report might keep the crypto market afloat, because that would mean that Bitcoin will have much more room to break above $30,000 and be looking at the 33,000 resistance level. But a solid job report means that US Fed will come out all cylinders June 15, and means that I'll be looking at Bitcoin support level of $25,000.
Right, all right. All eyes on the Fed. Thank you so much, Olumide. Always great to talk to you, and enjoy your weekend.
Same here.